Guys. Okay, welcome to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. So my name is Julie Ela Grace, and I've been practicing with some of you for a while. I started doing these classes with the Fertility Partnership in March of 2020. So thank you to all of you who have enjoyed these classes, and welcome to anyone who might be new here today. So if you've done the classes before, you know that sometimes they're on Zoom and sometimes they're on YouTube. They are on YouTube either when I am traveling or at the moment. I will have had surgery by the time you see this this video. So there's going to be a couple weeks of YouTube videos just while I recover. So then I can come back to you all fresh and ready to go on Zoom. But yeah, the next few videos are going to be on YouTube. Which is where you are right now, presumably. So today's class is actually going to be a little bit different, and hopefully you saw that on the blog. So for today's class, I would like you to clear some space next to a wall. Okay, so avoid radiators. So I don't want you to be right next to a radiator. I also want you to avoid any sort of pictures or paintings or any other kind of artwork that might be on the wall. If it's high up on the wall, so if you can stretch your hands all the way up and touch nothing, great. That's fine. That's enough space, and you just need enough space for your body. So about a shoulder distance stance. You're already worried, right? So this is actually a variation on one of my favorite classes to teach in person with my clients. And so we're just modifying that session to be suitable for anyone undergoing IVF. So again, just in case this is your first time here, let me just say, these are classes for both men and women. But their class is designed with women in mind who are currently undergoing IVF. And as a result of that, there are certain things that we won't do. So we won't do inversions, any core work, or any deep twists. And if you are a practicing yogi or yogini, I guess yogini, if you're a woman undergoing IVF, just make sure you avoid those three things, okay? Just in general. And it's okay to do this class wherever you are on your IVF journey, whether you've had an embryo transfer recently or whether you're just in the beginning stages, or even if you're not quite there yet, okay? So anyone is welcome at any point, but listen to your body. So if you have had an embryo transfer recently, and if you're not feeling well, or if you're feeling tired, or you're feeling sore, and you're just thinking like, oh, don't do it. I mean, what's great is that these are on YouTube anyway, so you can do the session at another time when you feel a bit more ready, okay? So just listen to your body, and that's always true. So just be kind to your body and listen to it. If something feels like too much, you don't have to do it. If you need to take a break, take a break. These classes are different every week. Some weeks they're a bit softer. Some weeks we might throw in a handful of challenging things, though nothing too much. It's still a relaxing class. So the other thing that I would like you to have this week, if you can, is a strap. So I have a yoga strap, but you can use any kind of strap that serves you. So you can use, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a tie, a strong tie. You can use a scarf. you can just have a play. Though if you do have a yoga strap, please grab that. Okay. Hopefully you knew all of this before you joined in today, the wall and the strap. But if not, if it's the live session, I don't know if you can pause it. I don't know how it works with the live premieres on YouTube, but if you're doing it on your own, just pause it and grab it. Okay, I talked too much, sorry. Let's start. Okay, so first things first, we are going to start with a centering and breathing, and then we are going to move into some warm-up movements, and let's begin. So with the centering and the breathing, you have a couple options here. You can either sit up nice and tall, and you can sit with your legs crossed, or you can sit on your shins. You can sit on a block or on a bolster. Or if you would prefer, you're also welcome to lie down. So if you've been sitting at a desk most of the day typing away, you might just want to lie on your back, and in which case you can either extend your legs out, just letting them flop and splay, or you can bend your knees, taking your feet onto the floor and knees pointing up to the sky. Okay. So finding your centering position, again, either sitting or lying down. Just take a few rolls of the shoulders. So you're going to inhale and roll the shoulders up, and then exhale them down and back. And again. And one more. And just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands, either facing up or down. Up for receiving energy or down for grounding energy. And then close your eyes if they're not yet closed. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. Just do that a few times. Inhaling calm, exhaling, sighing out, letting go of any stress or any tension. And then once you've sighed out a few times, just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice your breath and where it lands in your body. Notice anything your breath can tell you about this moment in your body. And whatever you find in this practice, see if you can notice without judgment. So rather than labeling anything as good or bad, just allow things to be however they are. just part of your current experience of being a human being here and now. And then take the awareness and just check in with your mind. Notice the quality of the mind, how open or closed it is, how busy or quiet. Again, notice without judgment. And then take the awareness and bring it to your heart or to your emotional body. And just notice how you're feeling right now. And again, practice just being with whatever is. There's no need to resist. Just allow. And on that note, often we resist the things that are uncomfortable. We push them away, we pretend that they're not happening, or we distract ourselves with any variety of things. We distract ourselves with food, with media, with activity. And often those distractions just prolong the things we're trying to avoid. So see if you can just allow your feelings just to be whatever they are. And just notice how they feel. What is it if you are experiencing something uncomfortable? But likewise, if you are feeling quite happy or content or joyful, what is it to really experience that as well? So often we are moving from thing to thing to thing. So take a moment to just be with whatever is in this moment. What is it to be your human self right now? And then check in with your body as well. Notice how you're feeling, where you're feeling what, where the body is open or closed, where it's tight or, again, open. So where are you relaxed in the body and where are you experiencing tension in the body? What is it to be in your body right now? And then from here, take the awareness and bring it back to your breath. And start to deepen the breath through the nose. Inhale through the nose, take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back toward the spine. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So this three-part breath, some of you will know, is known as a Dirga breath. This is a foundational breath in yogic breathing or pranayama. So try to stay with that. Or if you're able, come into your ujjayi or your ocean wave sounding breath by constricting in the back of the throat and the epiglottis as you breathe. So it's a bit like inhaling and exhaling the word home through the nose to create an audible wave sound. If you've had a cold recently, or if that ujjayi breath just isn't working for you yet, if you're newer to this, just stay with the first breath, the Dirga breath. But either way, we're going to take between 5 and 10 rounds of deep breath here now. Just follow your breath, anchoring your mind into your breath. A few more breaths here. And then start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time and in your own way, draw some movement back into your body, just letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just do whatever would feel good to you right now. Okay. And then from here, start to just said that. Start to just bring yourself up to standing. But take your time coming up and really just stretch out along the way, being expressive, being creative. I'm just gonna keep pushing this back as you do that, just to make sure that I get the wall where I want it to be for this class. Which is definitely not there where you can't see me. What about that? Almost. A more savvy YouTube yoga teacher would edit all of that out, but I'm not that. Because I don't usually teach on YouTube. Okay, so, right. So once you come up to standing, and do forgive the kind of odd light, I'm not in my home in the UK, I am at my boyfriend's parents' house in Italy, and I'm just working with what I've got. Okay, so bring your feet to a hip distance stance, squaring your toes forward. Okay, and then take a nice big inhale and lift through the arms. And then exhale and release. And again. And one more. And exhale, release down. Take an inhale and roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. And then interlace your fingers behind your back, drawing your arms down. Okay? And then once you're there, put a little bend in your knees. Take an inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips and hang the head and let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. And then if you want to add on to this, imagine that you have a wooden spoon in your hands and you're just going to start to stir the air behind you. But this is coming from your shoulders. Knees and hips are not invited, just the shoulders isolating here. And then go the other way. And take it all the way back to center. Draw your hands back down towards your lower back. Unwind your fingers, straighten out the legs, and reverse the swan dive up to the sky. Exhale. Release your arms down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale them down and back. Okay. Now, from here, actually one more little warm up there. No. What I'd like you to do now is I would like you to take hold of your strap or your strap equivalent. So if you are using a yoga strap here, I just want you to take the strap and fold it in half, okay? And then you're going to take it so that it's coming to, you're holding it at about a shoulder distance stance out in front of you, okay? And we have the feet still at hip distance. We've got the strap holding it at shoulder distance. And we're going to reach the arms up and we're going to push up into the sky. And we take a nice big inhale here. So it's like a rocky, I am the champion type of moment. So we inhale, and then I want you to exhale and lean to the right. And you're really pushing up and over to that right side. Avoid twisting. I'm really exaggerating as I'm showing you what to avoid, but we want to just have that be as if you're between two panes of glass. So we're just really opening up the left side of the body there. And then we inhale and we push back through center, nice rocky moment. And exhale, take it to the other side. Oh. Nice long side stretch. Inhale, take it all the way back up through center. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips and bring that strap out in front of you. This is going to be a little tricky, this one. So one of the things that often happens here that I'm demonstrating right now is that people tend to shoot back into their heels. They send their bum back. They're kind of here like this. Now, I want you to try to really bring your hips close to in line with your knees and your ankles. Reach that strap out, bring your chest parallel to the ground. So you are making as much of an L shape as you can here, an upside down L. And we have a nice flat back. And this is a great lower back strengthener, okay? As well as a leg stretch, which I'm sure you're feeling. It's okay if the knees bend a little bit, but try not to put a deep bend into them. All right, exhale. Release the head, release the arms. Hang down, hinging forward from your hips, coming into Uttanasana. Give your head a few shakes yes, and a few shakes no. And again, yes, 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 and no, no, no. Okay. And then from here, start to bend your knees. Slowly ragdoll your body all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. Now, take your strap and just place it next to the wall, next to your mat, or if you're not using a mat, it's fine, just next to your practice space. And hopefully, if you are using a mat, you can do something like that, where you are putting the mat right up against the wall, okay? So if you're not using a mat, it's always fine. You can still do yoga without a mat. Yoga is 4,000 years old. Mats are about 40 years old. So just coming up toward your practice space now, toward the wall. We're going to do a few warm-ups here, things for the shoulders and the back, and always for the hips, and just getting a good stimulation throughout the body. So first, I want you to come toward the wall and place your hands on it at about a shoulder distance stance, okay? And then walk yourself back, and hands, wrists should be also about shoulder height, okay? So you're leveling out the arm as best you can. Now, I just want you to release your right hand down and just turn a little bit. So take about a quarter turn or so into that left arm. So you're just turning to face that arm. You should get a little stretch on the shoulder, and I want you to really press that hand against the wall. Okay, and then you're going to start to turn the other way very, very mindfully, and maybe you'll find that you can face mostly forward, but be mindful of your wrist and be mindful of that left shoulder. You go to the point that's right for you. So if the point that's right for you is a 3/4 turn, then that is what's right for you, okay? If it's coming all the way forward, you can do that, but again, listen to your body. Okay, start to turn yourself back around. Right hand coming to the wall, left hand hanging down. Then we start to turn. And again, mostly a quarter turn as we push away with that right hand. So it's just turning into the right shoulder. And mindfully start to turn yourself around. Just breathe. Okay. turn yourself back around. Bring both hands up onto the wall now. So it's sort of that like pat down. Sorry, too many American television shows clearly in my memory of the pat down. Okay, and then you're gonna start to walk yourself back. And I want you to walk your hands down the wall and you're going to bring yourself to a box shape, okay? So you're just making a box from your arms to your hips, to your feet, to the floor, to the wall, okay? Now, once you have made that box shape, I want you to start to bend your knees and then sink your belly down. So just look up here to make sure you know what I am doing. Now, some people find that their heels naturally lift here. That's okay if it naturally happens. Otherwise, keep your heels down if they can be down. And then I want you to open your chest up toward the wall so you really feel this opening through the shoulders there. Take an inhale. And then exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest. You're going to bend your elbows, and I want you just to lean in toward the wall, just stretching into your calves just for a moment, okay? Because we don't want to stay here too long because we don't want to do much core work in this class, which that is a little bit of core work. So I just want you to, again, come into that bunny rabbit, getting ready to hop, opening the shoulders, inhale. And then exhale, roll forward and just stretch your calves. You don't even have to come into that full plank. If your bum is back a bit and you're just feeling that stretch into the calves, that's what I want you to feel here, okay? And then one more bunny rabbit, inhale. Exhale, roll it forward. And again, we start to stretch the calves. And again, because this is a fertility yoga class, we don't want to do that full plank. We just want to feel the calves stretching there. Okay. Gently push yourself back. Now, this next bit, what I want you to do is I want you to hang your head down and just start to wiggle walk yourself up toward the wall. Now, you might need to look up here just for a second, just to believe what I'm telling you. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the back of your head and the back of your arm, or sorry, the back of your head and the backs of your shoulders. You're going to lean into that wall. Now, a couple important things to say there. What we are not doing is putting the head, the top of the head, straight into the wall. So this is no, okay? That's not nice for your neck. So head hangs down and okay, pretend that this is as far as you get. So your arms come down. So for me, I can put my hands on the floor. That's fine. But if you can't, that's fine. You're still going to hang down here, walk yourself toward the wall, take the back of the head, and you might need to be a few steps back to get into that so that you can take the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders into the wall. So you're going to be sort of as close as you can, but again, with the back of the head and the back of the shoulders there. And for some people, if there is a little less flexibility, you might need to have the feet slightly back, okay? Now, I know this seems like a ridiculous pose. We're going to come into that again, head and shoulders, back of the head and the back of the shoulders into the wall. And then from there, I want you to play with taking the arms up the wall. And you're going to find, like me, your knees are slightly bent here. You just straighten them out as best you can, but it's okay that they're slightly bent. In fact, it's highly unlikely they won't be slightly bent here. And we're getting that deep stretch through the backs of the legs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Couple more breaths. Okay. Gently release the hands down. Wiggle walk yourself back. Bend your knees and slowly ragdoll your body all the way up. Okay? All right. Once you have come up, we are going to do one challenging yoga pose tonight, and that is what your strap is for. You actually can do this without a strap, but if you do, I'm going to teach it with the strap, okay? So what this is this is a quadricep, so the front of your leg opener, a chest opener, and a bit of a back bend. Now, there are ways of making this easier and ways of making this a little more challenging, and I'm going to talk to you about both. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to take your strap and hold it out like a jump rope or a skipping rope, okay? And then you're going to step your right foot through, okay? And then you're going to take the strap and hold it into your right hand, both sides, and then hold it around to the side and the back. So it's like you've leashed up your right leg. You're going to take your right leg for a walk, okay? Now, we are then going to turn to face the wall again. If you want a deeper back bend, you're going to be a full arm's distance length from the wall. If you're already terrified and think, this sounds horrible, I hope not, but if that is the case, or if you just want less of a back bend, you're going to bend your elbow and just step a little closer to the wall, okay? So further away from the wall, deeper back bend, closer to the wall, smaller back bend, okay? Now, we are going to shift the weight into the left foot, and then we're going to bend up that right leg, and we take the strap over the shoulder like a handbag. So your foot is your new handbag. Then we lift that right elbow up. The foot will naturally drop a little bit as you do that. What's nice is you can get a little stretch of the tricep there as well. And then we have an unsupported variation of the pose here. So we're going to lift the left arm up and back, catching hold of the strap. And again, we get an extra tricep stretch on that left side. So now you have both hands holding the strap. And I'm going to try to turn around just to show you what I mean there. Oops, I'm catching my hair, sorry. Okay, so we're holding both parts of the strap there. Okay, now, without catching your hair, preferably. From there, I want you're going to start to lift your leg and lift your arms. Oops. And then very, very slowly, you're going to hinge forward from your hips, taking your elbows down onto the wall. Now, the thing I always say here, the really bad joke I always make, is that I want you to have sort of a Virgin Atlantic landing and not a Ryanair landing, okay? Sorry if there's anyone who works for Ryanair who's here. I'm sure you're great. So what we're gonna do is, again, we are going to have, again, that very soft landing of the elbows, and then we lift up the leg and we lift the forearms toward the wall. Now, some people find this is really challenging and they might not get too close to lifting the leg up. They might not get the forearms all the way down. That's okay. You go to the point that is right for you. Hopefully you're already feeling that back bend. Try to avoid having the head against the wall. I know it seems like a great idea. Avoid it. The thing really to avoid, especially again, is the top of the head going into the wall. That's a big no, okay? So you're like, I thought this was supposed to be relaxing. Your body's gonna relax afterward, don't worry. Okay, take one more breath here. And then very, very slowly with control, you're going to start to come back down the way that you came. Whew, okay? Release that foot. Now, we have the other side to do. So I want you to take your left foot, put it through the strap, okay? Then you turn to face the wall, and again, decide whether you are going to take it to that arm's distance length, or bending the elbow and stepping that little bit closer. Hold that strap in both sides, or both hands, and take it out to the right, or sorry, to the left side a little bit. Shift your weight into your right foot, and then you're going to make that handbag with the right knee bent and the, sorry, I keep saying right. It's because I was mirroring, so I am using my right, but this is your left. So that strap is coming over your left shoulder. And then you're going to lift your left elbow up, getting that little tricep stretch. And then you take the right hand back, double tricep stretch. And then we start to lift up, lift, 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 lift. And then soft landing of the elbows. And then we lift that right leg up as much as we can, head facing the wall rather than head on the wall. If you have to put your head on the wall, just do the best you can to avoid putting pressure there. We don't want to pressure the neck here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay. I know we didn't do as long on that side, but hopefully it's just because you were getting to grips with the other side and you feel like you had this one a little more quickly. So going to start to come out with control. Control, control, control. And then we undo the strap and just place it on the floor. And then take a few steps back from the wall. Take an inhale, lift the arms. And then exhale, swan dive. Hang the head, hang the arms. And then start to wiggle walk yourself back up into Uttanasana, that forward fold on the wall, hanging the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders against the wall. Taking the arms up and really lean into this, guys. Really, really feel this. Whew. Okay, release the arms down. Again, wiggle walk yourself back. And then this time, take your hands to the floor and just come into a squat. I'm going to turn the laptop down a little bit now. So hopefully slightly better light there. Okay. Now, from here, once you come down through that squat, just very, very gently come onto your bottom. Now, we're going to do something very nice. So if just now you were thinking we are no longer friends, hopefully now we can be friends again, okay? So what I'd like you to do, and it is a little awkward to get into, but then once you're in it, it's great. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down onto your back and you're going to place your feet on the wall. Then there are two ways of getting into this. Both are a bit awkward. You're going to either wiggle walk yourself with your bum and your shoulders toward the wall, using your heels just to help you, okay, until you can get the backs of your legs and your bum right up against that wall. Or if you wiggle walk and nothing is happening and you're just feeling really stressed and you're panting, I've seen it happen, don't worry, you're not alone. Option two, which might be the better option for you if you're struggling to get there that way, is I want you to lie down on the side of your body, either side, and you're going to bring your bum and your legs up toward the wall. And then you take the top, so you're making basically a sideways L. And then you're going to take the top leg and swing it up, okay? And then take the bottom leg and also swing it up, Okay, and then that also should get you there. All right, just do the best that you can. And one last thing to say. So this sort of shape is typically harder for men to make because women typically have hips that are more willing to do this, hip flexors. Possibly if someone has really tight hamstrings, whether a man or a woman, this also can be a challenge. So some people might really feel that they can't get the backs of their legs up, in which case, another option is that you can place something under your lower back. So a big thick pillow or a cushion, or if you have it, a yoga bolster. Those sort of things will help you to lift up into this a bit better. Again, it's a bit awkward to get into it even without a prop, and it's even more awkward to get into it with a prop, but they can be really helpful. So if you think like, oh, I really like this, but I'm struggling, definitely know that you can put some folded blankets or pillows or a bolster underneath you. Okay, now we're just gonna hang out here. I want you to sigh out a few times. Close your eyes. And just let yourself really start to relax into this legs up the wall pose. So this is a pose that is typically recommended for relaxation. So this is something that if you like it, just file it away as a great option. This is also good for bringing fresh blood to the internal organs. So typically we wouldn't do an inversion in a class like this because of the core work, and also because there are some beliefs about inversions and periods, your menstrual cycle. But when you're doing something like this is getting some of the same benefits that an inversion gives without the contraindications. So just take a few more breaths here, relaxing into it, enjoying the legs up the wall. Couple more breaths. Okay. Start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And I like to get out of this by tipping to the side. So even if I wiggle my way in, I like to just very, very gently slide to one side. And you can bend your knees and sort of just come down into a very soft position. But you can also wiggle walk yourself back, that's fine. Oh, and then once you are there, just start to walk yourself back onto your mat and take a little child's pose. So you're going to bring your bottom back towards your heels, your belly over between your thighs, your forehead down. Just side out. And then from here, we're going to do one last final pose, which is going to be a downward facing dog, but just to again stretch the backs of the legs and use the wall in this way. So what I would like you to do here is start to spread your fingers nice and wide out in front of you and roll up so that you're coming toward a tabletop. And then curl your toes under behind you. The feet are not against the wall. They're actually slightly in front of the wall here. So if you're really far away from the wall, just walk so that you have a few inches between your heels and the wall. I know that the light's sort of blocking my hand there, but that's the idea. Okay. And then from there, I want you to take your heels and bring them onto the wall and roll your shoulders back. So you're lifting your knees, roll the shoulders back and come into your downward facing dog with the heels up and shoulders back, and just get that stretch going into the back of the legs. And then, if you really want to play with stretching, play with taking your right heel down toward the ground. You can leave the left heel up, left knee can bend a little bit, that's okay. And you're just going to straighten that right leg out as best you can, getting that stretch. So for anyone that has really tight calves like me, you are really going to feel that. And then take that heel back up, push back, full expression, down dog. And then take your left heel down. Roll your shoulders back, take that left heel back up. And exhale, gently release down. And then you are going to unwind, bringing your belly over your thighs, taking the head down, coming back into Garbhasana, into child's pose. Take a moment just to sigh out here. And then gently roll your body up, unwind your legs, and then I want you to sit up against the wall, crossing your legs and just really bringing your back up against the wall, feeling that support. Now, if when you cross your legs and you're here with the back supporting you, if your knees go up or you feel really uncomfortable, I want you to again sit onto something. So you might sit up onto a bolster or onto a block or a cushion or a pillow. So just something that's going to lift your sits bones and your hips up, okay? So know that the idea is that this should feel very supportive in this seated position. So if it doesn't, prop something up or prop yourself up with something. Okay. Once you've come here, just relax your hands on your legs, either facing up or down. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. Once you've sighed out a few times, just let your natural breath take over. Feel your eyelids become heavy over your eyes. Soften down through the brow, the corners of the eyes, and the corners of the mouth. Loosen the jaw. And as you relax here right now, supported by the wall, without being carried away by any emotions, inquisitively, intuitively, I'd like you to just ask yourself if there are ways that you can support yourself better. Often, supporting ourselves means being less hard on ourselves. It can mean resting more. Sometimes it can mean being more active too. And you really need to ask yourself what you can do, because for one person, they might think, oh, I need to eat a bit more healthily. And for someone else who might be sort of overkilling the health aspect, it might be to have more treats. So just intuitively ask yourself how you can support yourself better. Maybe you don't even use the word better, because sometimes that can have a moral implication. How can you support yourself more? And if there are ways that a loved one might be able to support you that you haven't said, just become aware of that. And this can be a tricky one, because this is not about accusations. It's actually about, is there something that you need that you haven't stated? And if that's the case, maybe set an intention to just very mindfully and lovingly have that conversation. And likewise, are there ways that you can support your loved ones right now?
We all act as support for each other at various times. And sometimes we all get caught in the same storm. So just take another moment to again intuitively become aware of the ways in which you can support loved ones and yourself, and the kind ways that you can also ask for more support. And then start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a few deeper breaths. And draw your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Maybe set the intention to practice supporting and being supported this week. And then gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice, and this earth. And thank you all so much for coming and being here for this session this evening. So you will find this session also on a playlist that has all of most of our past sessions from the last 10 months. So do feel free to visit those if you would like. There is another session pre-recorded on YouTube next week at the same time live. Do interact with each other on the comments, letting you know that, or letting each other know that you're here and you're practicing together. Yeah, I hope that you have a beautiful week. The session for next week is I'm going to dive a bit more into why certain poses are beneficial for, or believed to be beneficial for IVF. Of course, these are very hard things to definitively in a controlled, peer-reviewed way. These are difficult things to prove, but again, these are things that are believed to be helpful, and with good reason. So yeah, so I hope to see you here next week, and then we should be back on Zoom the following week. So just have a look, and if you can't make the live sessions, again, there's this playlist here. So, okay. Have a beautiful week and see you soon.